Fire District's form of taxation. The Hyannis Fire District needs a new fire station. It's antiquated. Like the fire station, the fire district form of taxation is antiquated. When the fire districts were created, they were intended for small rural areas where an area could have local control and representation. Hyannis is no longer a rural area, and at one time there were many Hyannis residents that were also Hyannis commercial property owners. Today that's not the case. The representation of the commercial taxpayer is gone. Hyannis residents overall have become more transient and do not participate in the process. The numbers have changed. Mass General Law, Title VII, Chapter 48, Section 60. Fire departments may be established in fire districts containing not less than 1,000 inhabitants or not less than 500 inhabitants in towns the population of which does not exceed 2,000. And the officers thereof shall have charge of and be responsible for the apparatus for the extinguishment of fires therein, in the same manner as fire wards and enginemen and towns. According to the Hyannis Fire Department website, there's 25,000 permanent residents in the fire district, which explodes to over 100,000. Hyannis has the second busiest private airport in Massachusetts. We have a large 220-plus bed hospital. We also protect a large harbor comprising numerous marinas, sightseeing attractions, and commercial fishing fleets. Hyannis, the hub of Cape Cod, has a fire department formed under rules established for less than 2,000 people. Hyannis Commercial Fire District taxpayers are not permitted to cast a vote for elected fire district commissioners unless they are also Hyannis Residential Fire District taxpayers. The vast majority of commercial fire district taxpayers are not also residential taxpayers. Fire district commissioners are routinely elected with a grand total of 50 votes or less. This is constitutional. The best part's coming. Give me one more minute, please. Annual meetings are routinely attended by less than 75 voters. Last night's annual meeting was attended by 64 voters, many of whom were firefighters. If I was a firefighter, I'd be there too. It's a reasonable expectation. It's also a reasonable expectation to have a quorum of voters that is balanced representation of voters in the district with and without direct ties to the district. 15 registered voters in the district constitutes a quorum. At last night's annual meeting, 59 voters approved a request by the commissioners to borrow and expend $675,000. Commercial fire district taxes make up 40% of the total taxes paid.
If you could wrap up, please.
Yes, I'm working on it, sir. Hyannis fire district taxes are 45% of my tax bill. I'm out of time. I got a lot more
here that does not apply to. I think your argument is an interesting one because it's not one that I've heard in the past, the dichotomy between how much of that taxation is representative of commercial property versus residential property, and I think it's one to be explored. Obviously, you said it correctly that these districts are an animal of the legislature, and we'd have to see our delegation go up to Boston and pass home rule amendments to make changes to those fire districts. One of the suggestions that was made by our late attorney Bob Smith is he got very pragmatic over the years and said, well, we can't seem to do anything about not having 5 fire districts. They don't seem to be something we're going to be able to tackle or have go away. So why don't we grow those districts? And where that becomes applicable to tonight's budget is we have another political football in this budget known as our libraries. I always agreed with Attorney Smith that if we can't merge the districts into one, then we should have some of the burdens off of this general fund budget be eliminated and then move to another arena where a different taxation would take care of those budget items. Say the libraries, for instance, would be paid by the fire districts. So libraries essentially could be adopted by the fire districts. In Katuitt, they've already done that. That's part of their enabling legislation. Their fire district owns the library. Here in Hyannis and elsewhere in the town, we haven't done that yet. So I think it's excellent that you brought it up, and I appreciate your remarks, and I hope we will make this an issue to look at going forward. Thank you.